Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome for the first time if you are new. We are back to watch another episode of The Fall of the House of Usher. This is episode 5. It is called The Telltale Heart. This is like one of the few titles that I recognize as works of Edgar Allan Poe. Like, I'm aware of The Telltale Heart. I don't remember everything that happens in it, but I'm aware that that's like an Edgar Allan Poe thing. And so I'm pretty excited to check it out. Last episode, we unfortunately saw the downfall of Rahul Kohli's character. Super big bummer, right? Like, he got paranoid that this cat was just out to get him, and he tore apart his whole apartment to find this cat. Ended up throwing himself off a balcony. Rip to him, not a fun time. For sure. And I assume this next episode is going to feature the doctor. Dr. What's-Her-Face. She has a fancy name. She is, about to do this like open heart experiment thing on the Raven. And we're going to see just what sort of disaster falls upon her. So before we jump into this, if you end up enjoying my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here, hit subscribe, and then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider either joining YouTube memberships or supporting me on Patreon. Both are down below. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. But other than that, let's jump into another episode of The Fall of the House of Usher.
Growing up, my mom used to tell us that ravens were the minions of Satan because Noah
threw them overboard and they still survived the flood.
That's what happens to Boyds.
A lot of people believe ravens bring good fortune.
I'm sure I want to know my fortune.
I think ravens just bring fortune. Good and bad.
Your life will take a complete change of course.
Tonight.
Oh,
I wrote this show. Just kidding. That was a very easy line. He's gonna keep going. Because this bar doesn't exist.
Make a friend. Kiss her as the ball drops. Make sure she'll remember.
Do your part. Go flirt.
If it was our birthday, he'd forget to eat cake if I didn't take a bite first.
women are the natural leaders of the species.
Facts. I trust women.
Ball's gonna drop.
You decide on your resolution?
Change the world. Remember?
Your brother answered for you.
What about yours?
Do I strike you as someone who can't speak for herself?
You strike me as a queen without a crown.
Damn, what a line.
You're rich. You never have to work again. What now? What do you do with your life?
Copious amounts of drugs. No. I don't know.
I never let a man have power over me, and I figure out how to live forever.
Well. Happy New Year! 1980, let's go. Man, he didn't even want to kiss her. Spooky. Made a deal with the devil.
Cheers to you.
Signed it with a kiss.
Cleopatra.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
What did you do, Roderick?
Killed his boss.
You and Madeline. You said this is your confession.
They killed that guy.
Our thoughts thou shalt not banish. Now, our visions never to vanish. Like dewdrops from the grass.
Ooh, is that a court jester? Wow.
My mother was a nurse, a single nurse, I don't want to hear how hard it was being stuck in the same house as the legendary Annabelle Lee, only one he ever thought to marry.
Well, true, until Juno.
Yeah, who cares about Juno?
You two, you're just like Dad and Mads. Linking arms, side by side, playing red fucking Rover, trying to get me to break through. So what? You can knock me down, but guess what? I don't need to break through because I'm going over the top.
Okay.
Oh, fuck off, Ray-Bans!
Ray-Bans.
It was her. She's the informant.
I don't think there was an informant.
Fucking kidding me? So you're gonna pull out now? On the day I buried 3 of my...
Well, I'm sorry I didn't know about the fucking surgery until tonight.
Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Turn around.
There's no way you could have gotten clearance for this.
She did not.
Oh, no. No, 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 no,
Okay,
no, no, no,
ow,
no, no,
ow,
no, you
ow.
didn't. What did you do?
Maybe it's not like that.
You didn't. Tell me right now that my signature isn't on falsified reports!
Oh, fucking... Don't be a fucking child! Shit, how do you think this industry works?
This is a fight that ends a relationship.
Yeah, I think I'm out.
What do you mean, out?
Like, she's done.
You're right, I let this go
Both
too
the
far.
partnership and the relationship.
Don't do this. Because they
I think the decision's already been made.
rip you apart to pieces and...
It's already been done.
I thought you were.
You're not going to tell anyone!
Of course I'm gonna tell. And I don't fucking care if you sue me or you rip me apart. You ushers. I really didn't want to think it, but you're all fucking monsters.
Oof. She's gonna kill you. She's gonna throw something at you and you're gonna die.
It's me again.
Did she hit her with that? One extra human trial.
We can work this out. Just this is my 3rd message, B. Don't do me like this.
Is she covering her bases right now? She killed that lady. And she is making sure she has evidence of not killing her.
Your delightful rumor that you're moving forward with human trials.
We are working on it.
When? We need to get it on a fast track so we can implement a very special human study on a candidate that will surprise you.
Sounds like a heart pumping.
You could be anywhere doing anything. You know what they are. Why do you do this?
I wouldn't be where I am today without Roderick Usher.
We're here during my lunch hour to discuss the recent tragedies that have been suffered by the defense.
They want to throw out the trial because of it.
But, Your Honor, this is bullshit. This family has repeatedly managed to evade prosecution.
Mark Hamill's acting choices are so interesting.
So who was it, by the way?
There was no informant.
Oh, come on. I get why you didn't answer that day, but now, Augie, it's done. It's all over.
There was no informant. It was a play. Turned you all against each other.
There was never an informant.
I didn't think you had it in you.
Bold move.
I pointed at the kids. Figured it'd stir you all up. Pressure the fault lines. Maybe even pit you against each other.
It's exactly what it did.
Why, if it weren't for you, they would all still be alive today.
Oh. The heart. Interesting. Heart's beating out of his chest. Frightening, frightening, frightening.
And the mind of guilt. It's full of scorpions. And I wouldn't wish their sting on anyone.
What a line.
Not many men want to listen to me talk about tech for half an hour.
He also wants to have sex with you.
How do you take your coffee? In the morning, how do you take your morning coffee? That's top of mind for me right now.
He's planning to bone you.
Okay, look, you think you're the first person to walk in here with a computer infrastructure pitch? You're right. We are expanding, and you're right. We are buying all that stuff already.
I'm not sure why you're talking to me this way.
Well, take a guess, sweetheart. You're a pretty smart girl.
Because you turned him down.
Smart girls only sexy until you realize they don't want to fuck you, and then they're competition. And what do you do with competition? You take them down a peg.
Exactly.
Hey, why don't you let me take all those sensitive company papers that my brother was just talking about out of the basement and computerize them for you?
Now you're being rude.
So you figured you'd humiliate me?
No. No. I don't want to humiliate you.
But you're doing it anyway. My brother in Christ.
I was here, you know.
They're gonna murder you.
For your father. I knew your mother. She was a full-service secretary. I don't need nor want to humiliate you. You're doing fine on your own. And I know it's not your fault.
My man. She's gonna put a knife through your skull.
Don't fuck with me, Madeline. Either of you. Do not fuck with me.
She'll just put you in the ground, buddy. Like, don't even worry about it.
Fuck me anytime you want. But don't you ever fuck with me, Madeline Usher. Do you get me?
My man. She's gonna kill you.
I don't like this. I'm sorry. I don't.
Well, you're gonna get divorced soon anyway.
This is dangerous.
We don't need you here, Annabelle Lee.
There is no going back.
We're gonna kill that guy. And then ascend our thrones.
I know that face. You know her too. New Year's Eve, 1980. That New Year's.
That New Year's.
Of course I remember.
And you remember that bar?
The bar that doesn't exist?
Gee, Roderick, did you happen to, I don't know, fuck that pretty bartender all those years ago?
And she has a daughter?
And now you've got another heir running around, and maybe this one's psychotic.
Tell me everything.
Tell me everything.
Her eyes, Arthur. The receipt. I'd like it to be her eyes. Both of them. Extracted. With patience.
Okay. That's horrific.
Do you know the term operant conditioning?
It's what a horse has. They read erratic behavior.
She's got that.
You're so out of touch with your human side, you can't even listen to anything outside your own head.
You really don't hear that? Do have Dr. Ruiz give me a call.
Well, can't do that because she killed her.
I'm so glad Mama's coming home. So she can heal. So we can all start to heal.
Yes.
He just wants to interrogate her. He doesn't actually care.
We've almost got her.
Why would you say that like that?
I'm sorry, Bill. Just who do you think you are in this? You have one job. You smile, you jazzercise, and you bring that army of fitness fuckers with you. You are a face. Smile and shut the fuck up.
Oof. Oof. She doesn't see you as a person. She sees you as an object.
Without me, it is just a lowly-ass box of cosmetics.
Stop it! Stop it! You are fucking that whore behind my back.
The fuck you talking about?
You think I'm stupid? I have seen her on 4 of your streams. Built-in bodyguard out there. Saw you two taking a walk in the park this afternoon.
That was you, you psycho! I was walking with you!
Some whore!
What an acting performance here, honestly. Holy cow.
I walk out that door, and I'm not coming back.
Fucking great.
Okay, well, you just lost your image.
Maybe there's just a psycho bastard, like she said. Maybe it's nothing.
Who's he talking to?
Maybe I'm losing my mind.
His old boss? That they buried in the basement? Look at doing.
5 at a time.
5 at a time.
Of course, not the best look for your product.
He's contemplating how to kill himself.
Some wind in your hair. It's quite a view.
Oh, the crescendo. Oh my god.
Wasn't so hard. You fucking coward.
The view from halfway down. Everyone realizes halfway down that they don't want to do it.
In your work, well, it can make a big difference for me, so I am here to support you with everything. Everything I've got.
You're not going to tell anyone.
Of course I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell.
she definitely killed her. She hit her with that thing.
Oh God!
I knew it.
I was just waiting to stop me. Okay, wait, hang on. Okay.
Cut her open. She is the first trial.
Have you never heard of a woman getting eaten out before? Fuck off, you pervert. I'll have you replaced with someone less cringe.
Jesus. Yo.
No.
She's like straight up dead.
No, Ali. I take it back.
You gotta cut her open, put that prototype in her. Damn, she's straight up.
I remember now.
Oh my god. She massacred her.
I'm sorry, Dad. She's not being a team player, but you see it works.
You're,
A monster.
well, she's quite dead. Isn't she?
Open her eyes.
You know, I wish you just jumped. Maybe then I wouldn't have to do this. Who am I kidding? Of course I would. Because the work is everything.
What the frickin' frick?
We just need a better heart.
Her own.
Daddy.
Girl, you just killed yourself. Oh, Jesus Christy. Oh my God. That was bonkers, brother. Just bonkers. Okay, that is one more Usher sibling down. There are officially only 2 Usher siblings that remain, and it is the OGs, the real ones. Not the real ones, but the original kids from the first mom. Very interesting. A Telltale Heart. Very fitting title for the episode. Victorine just obsessed with getting this funding and doing these human trials. I was thinking the whole time, you know, the Raven, Carla, was gonna like do something on the operating table or like put her on the operating table, and she didn't at all. She just made her go insane. She made her go insane by just playing the sound of the heart pump over and over and over again, because she killed her girlfriend. She killed the doctor, and all she hears is the sound of her heart pumping. She didn't just like kill her. Like she didn't just like hit her with the thing and she died. Like she cut her open. She used the rib ripper aparter thing, and she put that thing on her heart and then propped her up. And she's just like chilling with the thing, just like. And I called it early on. I was like, well, I called multiple things. I was like, that sounds like a heartbeat. Like it sounds like a heartbeat. And then I called that she killed her, and that she was like covering her tracks. Well, I thought her calling her was a little bit more malicious, where she was like actively trying to make it look like she didn't think her girlfriend was dead. Turns out she was just crazy. She was just going insane. and she didn't remember killing her, but then she did, and then killed herself. And that was so gruesome. Like that was a gruesome scene at the end. Like I was not expecting that. Also, I'm becoming increasingly suspicious over the course of the season that Madeline and Roderick killed the boss, right? Like he has been kind of a dick the whole time. I think episode 1 I called that they killed him. He's been kind of a dick, but then Madeline goes in to like explain a new business proposition, and he just like totally throws it in her face. He humiliates her. Like he's listening at first. He's like curious. He's like, "Oh, interesting. Do you want to have sex tonight?" She's like, "No." And she kind of calls him out on his BS, where she's like, "Oh, like a smart woman is only sexy until you realize she doesn't want to sleep with you, and then she's competition." And he realized she had him dead to rights there, and he's like, "You know what? You're right. That is the situation." Like, I mean, props to him for like telling her, like not even trying to BS her at that point. He was just straight up like, "Hey, yeah, you're competition. There's no reason I should listen to you, because you're just gonna steal all my precious info. Like, there's no reason for me to listen to what you have to say. So don't you dare try and come at me and threaten me and try and ruin my business or even cut into my profits at all. Like, sure, if you want to be a body to me, you can do that. Like, that's all you're worth to me now. But if you ever try and threaten me, like, I'll put you in the ground." It's like, okay. You shouldn't have said that to her, because she is a feisty lady, and she will hold a grudge. She will hold a grudge, and not just like in a small way. She's not just gonna be like, "Oh, I don't like that person because I held that grudge." She'll do bad things. Like, she will expect eyeballs. Right? Like when she's thinking of she thinks it's not even the actual Raven. She thinks it's a descendant causing all this stuff. Granted, like murdering her family and causing the stock price to dip. She's like, "I want her eyeballs physically." So, I mean, can you imagine if she's willing to do that for some person that didn't even wrong her personally? Like, if you say all those mean things directly to her face, bruh, like, she's gonna kill you. And so I'm pretty sure that's what happened at at their spot. And he didn't even just humiliate her. Like, he humiliated her brother as well. Like, straight up was like, you guys are worthless trash. You're office gossip for 30 years. Like, it's like, okay, brother, they killed you and then bricked you into the basement. And I think that's who he was talking to at one point in the episode down there, is his dead boss. And that is suspicious. It's just, it's sketchy, it's sketchy, it's sketchy. But yeah, oh my god. Oh my god. And then there's just like these little moments with each of the siblings that are still alive. Frederick, or whatever, Froderick, the firstborn son, he's got a weird vibe about him where he's like, we're bringing my wife home. I can put all sorts of money towards this hospital. But he doesn't want her to come home because he loves her and because he wants her to be okay and legitimately thinks that he can do a better job. He wants her to come home so he can like more easily interrogate her and like figure out what she was actually doing. Like, he feels wronged about like being cheated on necessarily. Like, he's not sad for her. He's sad for the image and his possession being like almost taken away in a certain retrospect, right? Like, his line delivery to his daughter when he's like, your mother that lied to us and went with her girlfriends, she lied. And the daughter's like, okay, well, like, why? You can see in her facial expression, she's like, why are you talking about mom that way? Like, she understands that her mom did lie and go to a sex party, but like, he's almost throwing it in his daughter's face. And then when she's walking out, he's like, we almost got her. And it's like, excuse me, like he's literally just trying to like catch her in the lie and get the truth out of her. He's not actually worried about her well-being, which is insane. And then the daughter, the like second born, essentially she hasn't slept in days. she's irritable. Like, she's confusing things that she did with fake events that her husband is doing, right? Like, she's like, you went on a walk with that whore. And he's like, that was with you. Like, she's just going insane and is essentially being like, hey, this company is my company. You're just a hot figurehead. And he's like, bro, I am the company. Like there's certain companies, there's certain projects that, yeah, someone technically starts it on the business side, but very quickly there becomes a face of said product, and if that person is gone, the product doesn't happen anymore. Like the what was it, trivia IQ or trivia something? It was the nightly trivia game where people could win a shit ton of money. And there was the one host. He was very charismatic. He was a lot of fun. He was great. People tuned in every night to do trivia with this dude. And then as soon as he was like, hey, I'm leaving, and they brought another person in to host, quickly audience cratered, bruh. Like, no one wanted to watch that anymore because it wasn't him. He was the company at that point. And so for her to be like, hey, Bill, like, you think I actually love you? I chose you from a list because you just seemed the most strategically optimal for my brand. Like, oh my god, like, that's tough. And then he's like, you know what? I'm leaving. And then he leaves. He's getting the heck out of Dodge. He might be the only person out of this whole group that lives. Madeline might live, but something tells me she's dead as well already. She's in the basement. I think she's the final death. Her and Roderick are like the final deaths. And my guess is she died already. And she's been dead in the basement the whole time. You know, somehow connected to her dream to live forever. And then Roderick is going to be the final person to die. But oh my god, what's the log line for next episode? Pym digs up disturbing information on Verna, who's the person killing everyone. With her marriage on the decline, Tamerlane hosts a turbulent product launch that shatters expectations. Okay, so Tammy is dying next episode, and then episode 7, Frederick is gonna die, and then episode 8 is gonna be the siblings. Ooh, and the logline for episode 8, in 1980, Roderick and Madeline seize a chance to cement their fortune. I think the keyword of cement there supports my theory of them bricking that guy in. He is in the basement, bricked in stone. Calling it. This show's so good, though. It's so good. It's so good. This show's incredible. And I'm very excited to see what happens next. We're more than halfway through. It's taken me quite a long time to watch it, but we are more than halfway through, and I'm very excited for all that remains, right? But I think that's all I got to say about this episode. Definitely let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. I would love to hear all your thoughts and opinions. If you enjoyed my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me, helps my channel grow. If you're new here, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon or joining YouTube memberships. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.